Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. We've seen sharp cuts across global markets. US markets were down about 1.5 to almost about 1.8% as there are apprehensions about this earnings season, as well as some of the data points have not been that positive. European markets also saw sharp cuts anywhere from 2 to almost about 3% as people are watching out for the end game for the Greece crisis. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Nikkei is marginally down, Hang Seng is down about 0.48% and SGX Nifty suggesting that we are going to open almost flat, about 5 to 6 points kind of a downtick. We have seen big selling coming from the FIIs in the cash market, and on Friday they were sellers to the tune of almost about 642 odd crore. However, the data points are not that clear in the derivative market, and because of the earnings season and the kind of volatility that we've seen in the global markets, definitely the sentiment is weak. We've seen for the third consecutive day that the Nifty has lost the ground, so technically structure of the market is not looking that great. But depending upon some of the key results which we will have over the next few days, the markets could stabilize about probably 100 to 150 points down from where we are. On that note, let me invite our F&O expert to take you through important data points and the strategies that we can have from the derivative side.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Extending their southward journey to the third trading session, the benchmark index Nifty has ended the session with a significant loss of 1% on Friday's trade. As we have seen, the Nifty started the session on a flattish to negative note, but sentiments remain negative since start of the trade. We have seen a huge fall of approximately 100 points in Nifty from 8720 odd levels to 8620 odd levels, backed by losses in many of the blue chip counters like LIC Housing, Ambuja Cement, TCS, Mindtree, which were down in the range of approximately 4 to 7% each. Except metal sector, all sectors traded in a closed in a negative terrain, due to which Nifty ended the session at 8638 levels with a loss of 1%. In this period, we have seen that short positions were built up by market participants as open interest is increased by approximately 6% from 2 crores to 2 crore 16 lakhs. Approximately 12.15 lakh shares were added in open interest, and Nifty futures price decreased by approximately 90 rupees from 8726 to 8638. Also, Nifty cost of trade increased by 83% from 5.44 to 9.95. Also, Nifty futures premium increased from 14 points to 35 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is decreased by 4% from 1.01 to 0.97. As we have seen that markets have started falling, we have seen the positions were getting added in call option, due to which we have seen that call option has added approximately 38 lakh shares in open interest, whereas put option has added approximately 12 lakh shares in open interest. India VIX was up by 0.60% and finally settled at 15.04%. In the options activity, we have seen that 8,800, 8,700 call option has added huge number of shares in open interest, and on the put option side, 8,700 has seen marginal unwinding activity in open interest front, and that was shifted to lower strike price in 8,600 and 8,500. As we have seen that markets have shifted their positions from lower strike price to from higher strike price to lower strike price, which can be a negative sign for the market going ahead. And 8,800, 8,700 has seen a huge short build up, so we may see 8,700 and 8,720 may act as a stiff resistance going forward. On bank period front, there are three securities in bank period. One is Unitech, second is Century Textile, and third is Indiabulls Real Estate. And FIs for net sellers of approximately 75 odd crores in future and option segment, but they have a net buyers of 408.67 crore in index futures. FIs were they have created a long build up of approximately 2% in Friday's trade. They were net buyers of 494 crore in index options. They were net sellers of 892.53 crore in stock futures, and they were net sellers of 85.09 crore in stock options. Our Friday CVM stands at 8765. Lower range for the market would be 8500. As we have seen that 8500 put option has seen good build up in Friday's trade, so this may act as a strong support going forward, and high range would be 8765. Currently, Singapore Nifty is down by 6 points, which is at 8609. We may see a marginal flattish to negative start in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let me take you to Sharekhan pre-market action, starting with trading ideas. First of all, a long for Natco Pharma, as the company has gotten US FDA approval for alprazolam. So one can go long on Natco Pharma with a stop loss of 2309, target of about 2400 to about 2425. Landmark Pharma, again a positive development, as the company is looking at raising about 945 crore by issuing 1 crore shares to Temasek Holding. So one can long Landmark with a stop loss of 855, target of about 885 to about 900. Piramal Enterprise has agreed to acquire a majority stake in Health Super Highway Private Limited, which is a healthcare analytics company owned by the Apollo Hospitals promoter family. City-based company Skipper has said on Friday that it has put up a new PVC pipe manufacturing facility in Gujarat, and Reliance has decided to reopen all its 1400 petrol pumps this fiscal due to the decontrol in the price of diesel. In other news and developments, Finance Ministry is going to meet PSU banks on April 28th to review stall projects, which is positive read-through for the PSU banking stocks. IL&FS Transport has received PCC for one of its MP border check post, which is again a positive for IL&FS Transport. Italian Chemical Board to consider buyback of equity shares. NTPC has agreed to pay about 20 lakh rupees as compensation to land owners, which will end about 11-year deadlock, which is positive for NTPC, which is going to start the mining of coal. Ashoka Buildcon has decided to cancel its QIP issue with immediate effect, and RCOM will meet investors in Asia and Europe next week to consider raising foreign currency debt after the previous one in December has failed. And in DC, iron ore fine prices at rupees 3050 per million tons has been fixed by the company. Suzlon board okays allotment of about 10.5 lakh shares on bond conversion. Z Media board approves allotment of about 10.86 crore shares at about 18 per share to shareholders. And Reliance Industries has posted a very good operating performance for this quarter, with the net profit coming in at about 6381 crore, which is the highest ever net profit. Also, the GRMs have been extremely good at more than about 9.8, 9.9 per dollar. ONGC has agreed to take over the abandoned assets of Western Offshore Tapti gas field from joint venture partner Reliance Industries and BG once the output falls to zero. And a consortium led by US private equity firm Advent International is set to buy the consumer product business of Crompton Greaves for about $350 million. The companies which will be announcing numbers today: Hindustan Zinc, we are looking at a net profit of about 2091 crore, and Persistent System, we are looking at a net profit of about 69.6 crore. Stocks with positive and negative bias. First of all, stocks with positive bias: Motherson Sumi, PFC, Hindalco. Stocks with negative bias are UBL, LIC Housing, and TCS. Stocks for investments that we like at this point of time are L&T, Aditya Birla Nuvo, Tata Motor DVR, Infosys, and Ultratech Cement. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.